Hello dear viewers, and welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook, and this is my review of the Tier 3 main battle tank, the T-62. So, is it any good? Yes, it's a very good tank.
So what makes this tank so good? Well, it has a gun that hits really hard, and it has strong turret armor as well. Suits people like me who have pretty poor ping, because when you hit hard, and generally speaking when you have poor ping you have to aim for about a second longer to actually ensure you're going to hit, and at least when you do hit you're doing big damage, because you normally, when you've got bad ping, kind of have to take a hit to give a hit, unless you're lucky and sneaky. So this tank suits people, I think, with not great ping, because there's good penetration, good damage. So speaking of good penetration, good damage, how does it compare to the other tanks? Well, the other tanks we're looking at Tier 3 at the moment, currently we have the M60, which I've already reviewed, Leopard 1 I've just reviewed, the Object 155 Premium tank, the Type 59 Premium, there's also the new Type 59 Chinese tank, which I thought was identical, but I think there are some differences. I'm not going to include the Chinese one in this review because I want to get it and fully upgrade it before I talk about its stats, because things change. It's hard to work out in this game unless you've actually got the tank. And the T-62 Vet, which is virtually identical to the T-62, slightly different. So they're the main battle tanks at this tier. So the gun on this tank has 237 mils of penetration, which is really, really good. This is with AP ammo. Not as good as the Leopard at 247, but still very good and much better than the Type 59, which only has 195 mils of pen with its AP ammo. Whoop. Wrong tank alert. There we go. So damage wise, the way I've got it fitted out at the moment does 319 damage per shot, which is truly awesome. Much better than any of the others. The next best is the Leopard at 271, and the worst at the moment is my Type 59 at 223. So big damage, good pen. So a tank that reliably does damage. Hit point wise, it's got 1,060 hit points, which isn't a great deal. The M60 has 1,406, so it's way below that. The lowest is the Object 155 with 990. So hit points, it's a little low. Speed wise, it does 50 kilometers an hour and forward, which is pretty much the same as all the other main battle tanks, except for the Leopard 1, which has a top speed of 65 if you're going down a super steep hill. The acceleration on this tank is a little better than average. It's 8 seconds from the 0 to 32. All the others are 9 seconds, except for the Leopard, which is 6.4. So it's reasonably good for a main battle tank. Camouflage, well, it happens to be the best camouflage of the main battle tanks, pretty much due to its low and sleek design. It has got a very low turret. Now, the benefits to that is, you get better camouflage. But that said, its camouflage of currently 1.65 compared to the others are all about 1-ish, other than the M60, which is terrible. The trade-off is that because your turret is low, it kind of limits your gun depression a little bit, but also it means that the gun here, as you see here, is close to the hull. That's a problem in tanks that don't have a strong hull, because it means if you're trying to get hull down, it's very difficult to have your gun pointing at someone without showing any of your hull. And this tank, it is like that. The hull also comes up very high. So normally, even though you're trying to get hull down and get a shot at someone, they can normally just see the top of your hull. If they get a shot in there, much better chance to penetrate. Because let's have a look at the armor while I'm talking about that. Numbers in blue are hull armor, and the numbers in white are turret armor. 102 millimeters on the front of the hull, 79 on the side, which is actually pretty good for side armor, and 45 on the, or 46 on the rear. So 102 millimeters. It is really well sloped. But a lot of the Tier 3s and certainly the Tier 4s will still pen it fairly reliably. The lower plate especially I see people aiming for. If it's angled, like say that, it will still bounce a lot of Tier 3 main battle tanks. But if you angle it that much, they get in the side. So if you've got a building sort of covering the side of your tank and just the front portion you're poking out on an angle, you'll fairly reliably bounce main battle tanks of Tier 3, but front on you won't. They will penetrate your front fairly consistently. The turret's a different story though. 242 millimeters on the front of the turret makes this a very tough turret. Even Tier 4s often bounce off the front of this turret. 122 millimeters on the side of the turret is also very good, and 55 in the rear is a little weak on the rear. The Cupola, I see people when I butt my tank right up to them to try and stop them shooting me in the hull. I notice that they aim for the cupola. I don't think the cupola is actually much of a weakness on this tank. I think it is actually pretty strong, and it's hard to shoot at a distance, as you can see from the front. It's not a big cupola, and even if you're close up to them, if they're not a tall tank, they'll be shooting up at the cupola on an angle which will make it harder for them to penetrate it as well. So I don't think it's really much of a weak spot. When I'm close up, I try and hit the driver's viewports here. I think it's a gameplay where you see me trying to do that to another T-62. So, yeah, the armor's good. It's just hard to get hull down, and you can't really use it for hill fighting because of the lack of gun depression. It only has 6 degrees of gun depression, which most of the main battle tanks also have 6 degrees. The only two that don't are the Leopard 1 and the M60. They both have a whopping 9 degrees, so they're really good at hill fighting. This one can't really hill fight, but if you can get some hard cover to cover up the hull and just expose the turret, it is really good. And if you see one of these tanks that is only showing its turret, just drive away, because you can't afford to be exchanging shots with this big damage gun if you're not guaranteed of penetrating them in return. So that's enough about the armor probably there. I think the view range on this tank, it does have 400 meters of view range, which is the best in class, along with the Leopard also has that. The others all have 360. So you have quite good view range, and that's quite pleasing on this tank. The turret traverse on this tank is amazingly good at 44 degrees a second. That's pretty much like a light tank. The next best is the Leopard at 29. So 44, it's amazingly good. The worst is the M60 at just 18. So that does mean that if you're using your tracks and your turret to turn at the same time, the light tanks will have trouble circling you without you being able to return fire. Reload time though on this tank is pretty terrible at 7.62 seconds. The best is the Leopard at 5.97, and the next worst, I think, is the M60 at 6.66. So we're a second worse than the next worst main battle tank, which means that you don't want to get caught out in the open when people can shoot at your sides and stuff like that in this tank, because you just can't return fire often enough. You really want to be just coming out doing a big shot and then hiding while you reload, I think anyway. Although if you do get caught, you have got reasonable armor at least. Accuracy of 0.11 on this gun currently is quite good. I'm happy with the accuracy on this gun. The best is the Type 59 with 0.09, and the worst would be the Object 155 with a terrible 0.17. So accuracy, pretty good as well. Aim time, surprisingly good, although I do have one of my guys with a 10% improvement in aim time, but I'm currently getting 2.35 out of this, which I'm really happy for such a high damage gun to have such a quick aim time. The worst in class currently is the M60 with 2.83, the best being the Leopard with 2.01. So I've spoken a bit about that. Let's just show you now. I've got a small repair kit. I also carry a large spare parts and medical kit for the passive attributes they give. I've got a Mark II communication retrofit giving me 6.25 benefit to crew skills, and a chrome barrel lining giving me a little bit more damage, 3.3, and minimum accuracy of 10% improvement. So in case you're interested, the heat ammunition has a penetration of 197, which is very good for heat, and 368 damage, which is whopping. So for those of you who like PvE, you can take some heat ammunition with you. That's probably all I need to tell you about the tank at the moment. Let's get into some gameplay and see how we go. Okay, so the map is the new map introduced in 0.13, which is Coastal Threat. There are 14 tanks per side. It is predominantly a tier 4 game, unfortunately for us. So our big damage, fairly high penetration gun isn't going to count for that much. Isn't going to be that much of an advantage to us. I'm going to go around this side. I don't like this idea of just one bridge on this side of the map. Oh! Okay. Second time driving on this map. It is still fairly new. Yeah, that bridge there, I kind of worry about that. So I'm going to try and go across here, but I don't know. Since I've started this side of the map, I might not make it there in time. Could be in trouble. We'll see how we go. Yeah, the enemy team, there's 2 artillery, so I've got to watch out for that, not being a very quick tank. Couple of swing fires, BMD, so they've got good vision. No, he hasn't popped over enough. Whoa! That guy going to pop the hill?
Gonna keep moving, I think. I wanted to get up to these buildings, but by the time I get there, we'll see. So yeah, we haven't got much advantage, so it's just going to be interesting. I've got to keep in mind that whilst the turret on this tank is very strong, the hull is weak, so I have to bear that in mind. Okay, there's a dead tank up there. That's always a bad sign. Right, I fired there. Luckily it penetrated because I couldn't understand why I was taking so long to aim. My tank just was not aiming. Now that guy could rush up here and shoot me in the back. I hope I get round this corner in time here. Not much of a corner. But still, if he comes around... I don't think he's coming around. Let's try this shot here instead. Do we have a shot here? Maybe when he come through here. No, there's no shot there. He's actually on the bridge and I can't see him. I think he's on the bridge. No, he's about to go on the bridge. Oh, this other guy.
Hostile target, marked.
Now, did he penetrate us then? No, I think he bounced.
Target's gone.
Okay. He ran. I thought he was going to come after us then. Yep, two of us, we'll get him. Although he'll probably kill you with his first shot. Okay, so seeing you, thought, yep. Let's take a chance, Underhook.
Identify target.
Hostile tank.
They've got to do some work on the outlines of the tanks, you know, when it outlines. Oh, he lit up there before and I thought, oh. Yeah, they've got to do some work on the... I'm a one-shot kill now.
Identify.
Direct hit.
He got me. Oh, I was the last tank left alive. Oh well, such is life. I tried to conceal my hull and just expose my turret there, but that guy was able to poke through that space. And of course, people are willing to take chances when it's the end of the game. Like that. So in a tier 4 game, the tank seems to have stood up all right. We actually did okay as far as our team went. We did the second highest damage in our team, which, since we didn't do that much damage, it's actually not a very good sign. It means our team got thrashed. Yeah, the other team did pretty well. T-62 on the enemy team did okay, so we kind of did better at least than the opposition T-62. That's kind of nice. Our other T-62 team finished down the line a fair bit. I'm just trying to give you an idea of how T-62s do in a tier 4 game. So we did okay, I think. Let's have a look at, so what other stats have we got here? We well, we put shots into the other into the T-64, which is a tier 4 tank. It was good to do that. T-62, which is the equivalent of us, we got a couple of shots into that as well. And yeah, so let's have a look now at details. So we fired 5 shots, 4 of them hit. So even though we only hit with 4 shots, we still ended up doing a fair bit of damage. All 4 of those shots that hit did penetrate. And what else could we say about the game? Assistance damage, we did 93, which is virtually nothing. And we received, well, we got killed, so we received full damage. We bounced 309. Income-wise, for a loss, that's okay. Rep is always terrible on a loss, so it's a bit hard to say. Okay, so the map is Coastal Threat, the new map again. And it's a tier 4 game predominantly. We're one of 3 tier tanks on our side and 3 tier 3s on the other side. The enemy has a few pretty good scanning tanks. I just don't like this side of the map. I'm going to stay this side of the map. It's not a good side of the map for a main battle tank. I really would prefer to be where the buildings are on the other side on the sea line. But I'm going to go this way. So, yes, how many tanks is there per side? 13 a side. 2 artillery, so we've got to watch out for that, especially without buildings for cover. Although we do have some buildings here, don't we? Should I go down there? Maybe. Okay, so here's a bridge. I have no real protection from artillery here. I suppose this hill, maybe? I don't know. I'm really worried about this spot. I mean, if I pop this ridgeline here, I'm going to get spotted pretty quickly, I imagine. Okay, well,
Hostile PC. Mark.
we spotted him, he didn't spot us, but I don't think I have a shot on him, even if I move forward. What about this guy? Oh, yeah, turret. Straight through his cupola, and he didn't spot us. Now we've been spotted, so it's time to run. Oh yeah, brother, I'm not hanging around. No. I'm just going back pretty much a straight line, because I don't want to know where I'm really going, which is over here. Even get a shot on this guy. Across this valley here. Or should we go try and get a shot on this guy again? No, we don't have a shot there. Back up. Go that way again. That's someone trying to come across the bridge. Is there a tank on enemy tank actually on the bridge there? Oh. Damn, back up again, mate. Come on, back up. You can do it, back up. You know you want to. Back up. Ah, damn. Well, this has become a bit of a stealthy game. I have a bunch of tanks over there. Damn, now I'm spotted. I've got to move. Missile coming. Didn't hit us, so they've got a swing fire or something over there. Well, I guess we've been stopping people coming over the bridge, and getting our back. Should we stay here and keep them away from the bridge? Don't let them come over. It's one of those things, isn't it? Maybe I will stay here. The game thus far, the enemy's winning. They do appear to have broken through. Damn, come back again, come back, come on. Geez, I had a shot there, but I wasn't ready. That went in, though. You're kidding me. I wasn't spotted. Time for another shot.
Target down.
I can't believe I wasn't spotted. Okay. Well, that's nice. Now where? There's guys there. They're in front of us. That side of the map is lost. They're going to be coming, aren't they? They're probably heading for artillery right now. I'm going to have to go over here. Well, there's Cap. Let's see if we can help out. I think it's die time now. Time to die. We don't have any... Yeah, our view range is terrible. So I don't expect to live very long at all here. We did see a tank just moving up here though, so... Hopefully we run into a scout, like flat into it and blast it, but...
Target destroyed.
That was lovely. I didn't even get spotted. That's the kind of thing you like. Alright, now let's drive in a cab. We can't possibly win. Oh, actually the teams have come a bit more even now. Alright. There is a tank very close to me here.
Direct hit.
Identify target.
Into his driver viewport there. I'm pretty sure I penetrated him.
Target check.
Oh, I bounced. Mongrel. I'm moving forward because I know there's someone behind me. Did I penetrate him or not? Oh, damn, I think I bounced off him. I really tried to get in his side then. Hallelujah, we finally penetrated him.
Nailed him.
Damn! Sorry, I yelled. Got killed from behind. Gee whiz. So did he pen us? Was he the Type 69 too? No, he was a T-64. So he only put one shot into us. It was the Type 69 2 that was shooting us from behind that killed us, I think, looking at that. And he set me on fire with that last shot as well. Yeah, shooting us in the back. So really not much I could do there. I did put 3 shots into that T-64 though, so I was penning his driver port and he was bouncing off me. So I outplayed him, but I was in turn outplayed by the tank behind me. Alright, so unfortunately we lost that one. We did alright though, 1500 damage is not too bad. So we hit the T-64 for a couple of good shots there, getting a kill assist, and that's a tier 4 tank, so I'm happy with that. Lev 300 also tier 4, did a little bit of damage, but we killed it, so that's good. And M60, a tier 3, just like us. Got some good hits into that as well, getting the kill on it. Quite happy with that result. A little bit of spotting damage there too on that T-69 that was behind us. So yeah, close game, which is good. We did 1500 damage, which placed us about the 3rd highest damage. I'm happy with that since we were one of 3 tier 3s in the game, in our team. And yeah, we had a good performance here from our Swingfire. He did the most damage on our team, nearly 4,000 damage. Well done to him. Just made a boo-boo at the end trying... it is tempting, you know, when you can fire a second missile. But he would have been much better to have just run. But yeah, hey. Everyone does things like that under pressure. The 2 Type 69-2s did very well on the other team, which could be an indication that this is a very good tank. The new Chinese tank. You can see here, our one didn't do too badly either. So that could be a tank to watch, I think, in future. A nerf is probably coming. So we fired 9 shots, all 9 of them hit. Does have good accuracy, this gun. Of the 9 that hit, we penetrated with 6. I'm pretty happy with that in a tier 4 game. And let's see, anything else interesting that we did. Did we bounce any damage? Assistance 116, just a tiny bit. We bounced 354, that's okay. We did, get smashed though, but most of that where we got smashed was really getting shot from the back. So, hey, I think the armor is reasonably good. Credits, that's quite good profit for losing a game. And the yeah, it's terrible rep, but in PvP when you lose, rep is always pretty terrible. Love with no surprises.
Thank you for watching my review of the T-62. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more reviews, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. Have fun.